There's 3 ways to really grow and scale your marketing strategy within your business operations. Number 1, you. Every negative thing that has happened to you has shaped you to the person you are today. And I'm sure you're a confident person. I'm sure you're proud of yourself. I'm about to change your life right now if you want money. This is such a simple thing. Everything's free that I'm telling you, so you honestly have no excuses. You can do it right now. Think big, grow big.
Yeah, let's go, dude. Let's go.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Bros Think Big podcast. This is the show where we talk about the simple and yet complicated ideas of self-improvement. Tune in and join us as we become the best versions of ourselves just so that you guys can too, and always remember to like and subscribe for more. Now, if you saw last week's episode, we were fortunate to bring in a good friend of our, Jaden's, and Jaden's best buddy happens to be an aspiring business owner who already is one. He is the co-founder of JMMedia, someone with a bunch of valuable business insights, and we are so fortunate that he is willing to share them with us and with you today. So with that being said, Jacob, come on in here.
What's going on, boys? It's about to be a good episode. If you're watching, grab some popcorn, kick your feet up a little bit, grab your favorite blanket, and get comfortable.
Yes, sir.
Once again,
you wanna correct him real quick on the business name?
So I was the owner of JMMedia. Now I am one of the co-owners of Exchange Media, the newer and better.
thank you for that.
Yeah,
Brought to that, all right? So you switched businesses, and that's great. That's definitely going to be the thing I want to talk about with you later, as to like when you go and you join the team, and then how you can scale through that. But that's going to be super interesting. Again, I'm super grateful to have another guest that's a content creator. You just make my job so much easier. I can find so many things to talk about with you. But why don't you just get us a little started with your story, who you are, what you do, and what the audience should know about you?
Yeah, so my name's Jacob. My story is pretty much I've always been an entrepreneur. I started with selling Starbursts in first grade on the bus. You know, you buy a bag for $3, you sell each one for $1, you make a lot of money. Got in trouble with that, had to move on. Moved to dirt bikes, started reselling dirt bikes, buying used ones, fixing them up. And then I moved to sneakers. I have a pretty interesting story with sneakers that we'll get into a little bit later.
Yes, sir.
And then now digital marketing. I grow and scale businesses. I turn content into clients, and I come into your business. I build an online presence, and I make you a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to assume the Starbursts didn't last, considering you were buying them for $3 and selling them for $1.
Yeah, so it was actually really good. Like, I was making a lot of money. I mean, I was like...
How?
I was like 7, 8 years old, so I would only sell on my bus.
No, Sash. Each individual, not the pack.
You were selling a Starburst for
each individual Starburst for $1.
People would pay
Yes,
for that?
sir.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
I was I'm like, wow. All right,
candy was a gold mine when we were kids on the bus.
Good.
And yeah, so I mean, I'd buy a bag, $2, come like 100, sell them each for $1. And
I love it.
Eventually, my principal was curious why I had all this money in my pocket at 8 years old. And called my parents, and yeah, it didn't last too long. So
I hate how that's a thing where like the principals don't allow you to sell like certain things in school. I understand if it's like a sketchy product, but you're selling candy.
Yeah, the question is, what did you do wrong?
I
They just
couldn't
hate to
tell
see
you,
you winning, bro. They hate to see
I
you
would have had a
winning.
candy store by now, but they wanted to crush little kids' dreams. That's what school's about.
You were collecting
so.
his salary and it got him mad. That's why.
Exactly. Pretty accurate. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so you started all these different businesses, and I like how you went from each one being based off of your experience in certain things. So you went from Starbursts, leveled up into the sneakers, and that's a really big one. I've seen a lot of people like to flip sneakers, and then now kind of entering the digital age with digital marketing and whatever, right? What are some of the things you've learned along the journey of transitioning through different businesses?
Some of the things I've learned along the journey. So that's a good question. First of all, being an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of hustle, a lot of hard work. Nothing is handed to you in life. Nothing. You're on this journey by yourself. You have, loved ones around you, but, when it comes to money and building something for yourself that's outside of the traditional path, nobody cares, right? Nobody's going to do it for you. So I learned that it's a lot of hard work. You need to put in a lot of work without seeing immediate results. So delayed gratification is a big thing I learned.
It's great.
And all the good things, consistency, discipline, dedication, commitment, delayed gratification, you know, even like invisible progress. All those things are just key components that you learn from being an entrepreneur, and it builds you into a bigger and better person.
I'm gonna assume since you started so young, you're one of the people that say entrepreneurs are born, not made. Would you agree with that?
So I think it's both ways.
I agree.
So I guess I was kind of an entrepreneur since a really young age. The whole Starburst thing, I mean, that's a really good story that I do happen to remember. I don't even know what my thought processes were back then. Like, I don't know how, you know, when you're so young, you got no bills. Like, you don't even know about, like, things to buy. Like, I don't even know how that happened. But both of my parents are also entrepreneurs. My dad owns a home healthcare agency, and my mom is a court reporter. They both have their own businesses. So I was pretty fortunate enough to have, you know, my prime examples growing up being entrepreneurs. I also think if you hit like a certain age, I mean, age doesn't really matter, but it's all your interests. It starts with your mindset. If you want to build something for yourself, if you don't like the whole idea of the 9-to-5 traditional path, making minimum wage, working for another dude or woman, then yeah, I mean, you could always, it's never too late to flip the script.
Love it.
Sure. You missed a big element, which is sacrifice. Can you speak on what you've had to sacrifice?
Sacrifice, yeah. So yes, that is a huge, huge component. So sacrifice, I mean, you got to sacrifice so much, and it comes in different forms depending on who you are as a person, what's going on around you. The biggest thing I had to sacrifice is a lot of friends, a lot of party time. I was a really, really big partier. Got caught up with the whole drinking, smoking thing, and then you start to realize, you know, it's not worth it. It's not worth going to the parties and drinking a $6 bottle of Tito's. Like, what are you celebrating? You've achieved nothing. So you gotta sacrifice those things, and it's not that you can't do it again when you're successful, but you sacrifice now for a better tomorrow. So that's a really big component for sure.
You mentioned you partied and stuff. Like, what was like your flips the switch moment type of thing? Did you ever have that, or was it like a slow process?
So I think, so it was a slow process. I mean, going through school, it's like you want to fit in, right? You want to hang out with all your boys or, you know, your girlfriends. I think what really changed was graduating high school, me knowing that I'm not going to college. Like, I have a very different mindset on college, and I know I'm not going, and 99% of my friends that I was hanging out with at the time are out, they're gone. And, you know, first of all, you don't really have friends to party with anymore because they're all gone, and you start to realize, like, oh shit, you know, like, I'm out of school, time's moving, like, I need to lock in. Like, there's no time to go drink and smoke. Like, I need to lock in now. I need shit now. You have to have a sense of urgency. And so when everybody left for school, I realized, all right, they're all on their own path. This is the path that I'm set on. I've been saying my whole life, I'm going to go down this path now. I got to prove it to not only myself, my family. You know how hard it is to tell your parents I'm not going to college? When they went to college, my dad went to 12 years of medical school, bro. 12 years.
Telling him that, yeah.
Yeah, and so, but I have two sisters. They're both going to college. So when you're so set on the path, it's like, you got to prove it. You got to prove it. Prove that you're about this. You know what I mean?
Dude,
Talk's cheap. Action's a lot better than that.
That's
So.
a story about after high school, when all your friends go to college and stuff, and you're. For me personally, I was sitting there. All my friends went to college and stuff.
I'm still here.
And yeah, you're still here. I mean, you went to college as well. You did your own thing.
I'm still here.
Yeah,
But
I'm still gonna
What happened was everyone went left, and I was like, I was left with going to community college. I never wanted to do that. What am I doing with myself? I was drinking and partying all summer long, and all of a sudden I'm hit with that. Yo, now it's time to lock in. Now you need to do something with your life. I knew I didn't want to go to community college, so I had to make a way. Like, I kept telling my dad, I don't really like it. I don't really want to go. But he's not coming to save me. No one's really coming to save me.
Exactly.
I really had to make a way, like you just said.
Exactly. And they don't care enough to come save you. And that's with every aspect in life. Dude, nobody's going to go feed you the food that you need to eat. Nobody's going to wake up and be like, oh, like, I need to make Mike $100K today. Nobody cares. And that's a realization you kind of have to figure out yourself. And yeah, bro, it's hard. It's hard. That goes back to sacrifice. It's definitely not an easy Easy thing to do.
I love how much you were willing to prove that you're really about that with the decision of not going to college. Because a lot of people that shit on it, what they do is they stay home, play video games, smoke, whatever, and then they say they tell their parents, "No, I'm gonna make it through this," right? But you were actually following through with what you were saying. That's the biggest part to it. Like, I'm all for the idea of you shouldn't go to college, especially if you're not gonna. But you should go if you're not willing to back it up through your certain actions. Like if you are a stoner and you just sit home all day and smoke, like. Go to college, bro. Like that's what I'd tell you. Because clearly you're not about that entrepreneurship. You think starting a company is easier than fucking, I don't know, studying a piece of paper and then regurgitating it on a piece of paper again? Like, no, bro, it's not. So you got to figure that shit out. You got to really be willing. You got to be about that. Like that's how I'm so strong on that idea. Like a lot of people like to just make it sound like so easy. They're not going to college and they're going to do whatever, but they don't actually like do the things that are necessary to be an entrepreneur.
Exactly. And there's always two sides of the coin, right? Getting a job's hard. Working for 40 years is hard. Being an entrepreneur is hard. Which hard are you going to choose?
Absolutely.
Being fit is hard. Being fat is also hard. Which one are you going to choose, right? So being the nicest person in the world is hard, and being a dick is hard. So there's always two sides of the coin, and you got to pick your side, and you need to run with it.
Love it. Talk to me about JMMedia. How did you come to founding that?
Yeah, so my story to get into digital marketing. So it actually takes me back to the whole shoe scenario. So I was pretty big in shoes. I started from one pair of shoes that my mom bought me. I'm Jewish. It was for Hanukkah. She bought it for $200. I wore it for 2 years, and I'm like, they don't fit anymore. And so I needed to get rid of it. I posted on my Snapchat, yo, who wants this? I was like, I don't know what the price is. Just offer me something. So the first person, $350. I wore it for 2 years, bro. I'm like, holy shit. So fast forward, I started scaling shoes a lot. I got to a point where I was making, a good amount of money, and I started to brainstorm a little bit, like, because I was just selling locally and to people in my school. I'm like, how can I make it more broad? How can I reach more people?
Go bigger.
So then I was introduced with digital marketing and specifically website development. I taught myself, for a couple weeks, a lot of YouTube videos. Free, by the way. You don't need to go anywhere and learn it. It's free. I learned that. I built myself a website. In 3 weeks, I hit over 6 figures. Everything was going great. I thought I found my ticket out, and all the money would come in. I'd ship all the shoes. The first, 60,000-ish was completely legit. And then the next 60,000, dispute. And so before you know it, within 2 days, I was negative $12,000. All my shoes were gone. I was selling shoes for 5 years. Every single thing that I built to that day was completely gone. And so as an entrepreneur, when you're going to fail a lot. So when you fail as an entrepreneur, you have two decisions. You either give up, right? Just, I failed, fuck it, whatever, it's not meant for me. Or you're like, okay, I need to pivot, right? So I sat there, I thought to myself, okay, I have no shoes, I have no money, what do I still have? And what I had at that moment was 3 weeks of learning how to build a website. So now I'm like, that's the key, bro. That's the key.
Amazing.
So I started making some calls, right? You got to hustle. I got my first person, it was $1,200. It wasn't nothing crazy, but built him a website. He was hype as shit. And he told his friend. And then his friend's like, yo, build me a website. And then he told his friend. And then they all started duplicating. I started getting a bunch of people for websites. And that's how I transitioned into digital marketing.
Love it. A dispute in the e-commerce sense, is that when you sold the shoe and then the person just charges back, but they keep the shoe?
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked.
Scam. Big scam.
Really?
Big scam.
Could you have pivoted with the policy, talking about no refunds or something like that? No?
So I could have, but it happened so quickly, bro, where
you're new to the game. That's so true.
I was new to the whole website. I didn't even know I know the world can be a very bad place. I know people can have the wrong intentions. I literally didn't know that was possible. I didn't know they could just take that money out of I thought once it was in my account, it's mine. But when they have fake credit cards and fake addresses and fake phone numbers and fake emails and they're sending it to a fake abandoned house across the country, there's really not much you can do.
That is insane.
It sucked, bro. It sucked. And I totaled my car the same day. Totaled my Mustang. My first car that I bought myself, totaled. Same exact day. I went for a little drive to clear my mind. totaled.
That's like nah. You gotta be really careful.
What kind of clearing mind was that?
Was it 150 on the highway? Or
Nah, bro. All right, some of you guys are gonna make fun of me, but I was in a parking lot. So all right, first of all, so I lost everything, right? But I had like 3 pairs of shoes, and I was negative like 12 grand. I'm like, all right, I need to like at least sell these and just pivot. So I had sales for that day. I had the 3 sales. I'm driving my car. I'm like, shit, like I got 1 mile, like in my gas tank. And so I'm like, all right, well, oh my God, there's a gas station right there. So I pulled up to the gas station. I'm like driving, right? I'm looking at the pumps. I'm like, yo, these pumps are like the lights are off, the pumps are hanging down. I'm like, oh, like this gotta be abandoned. I got 1 mile. I'm just looking. I'm driving, I'm looking back, and then boom. Like this concrete pole, you know, in a parking lot, there's like the light poles, huge concrete, but there was no light on it, and the concrete slab was like cut in half. So I went over it at like, dude, like 3 miles an hour, ripped out the whole bottom of my car.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Nasty.
3 miles an hour. I don't know, bro. I really don't know, but
The car was probably low too, right? You said a Mustang.
Yeah.
What kind of Mustang?
It was a 2014 3.7 liter V6.
Yeah, I'm guessing it was like a sport car, so it was probably low.
It's lower
probably
than
did the
most
work, too.
cars, and it just, I mean, it just ripped it out. And it was a used car. It was 2014, so, you know, if you total your car, the way it's totaled is if the amount to fix the car is worth more than 50% of what the car's worth, it's totaled. It's not worth fixing.
wow.
So that was the case.
So we have this thing that somebody coined the FTE event, where this is your point where you're like, fuck this event. And to me, it sounds like this day was certainly that. You're like, what, negative 12,000 in credit, I'm assuming. So that's borrowed money. And not only that, your car just got fucking totaled, right? And you already talked about how you pivoted to what skills you have, but I want to know the psychology rather behind you deciding, yeah, I'm not going to give up. There's so much more to this, and I can totally bounce back from this. What did that look like?
So when you're so set on something that you're going to do, there's no other option. There's no other option. And being an entrepreneur, it's not like, oh, like I kind of want to start a business. Like, no, like it's either you want it and you're all in or you're not. That's the choice you have to make. And me sitting there, like, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat. I was crying like crazy, bro. Crying. That was the first time I ever had 6 figures in my bank account. I had the most shoes I ever had in my life. I had my dream car at that moment. I lost everything, bro. Like, I was really fucked up. Excuse my language. But
You can say the words. You're good.
okay, so yeah, I mean,
Whatever you fucking want.
yeah, so you're sitting there and it's like, dude, like, you know, this is the path you want to take. There's no other option. And it's like when you've made 5 figures in a day, you look at a job like I'm never, even if you make 500 in a day, you're never going to look at a job the same. And so it's almost like disgusting. Like, and I have no problem with people that work jobs, but it's almost like disgusting. And so I was so certain that's not the path I'm going down. That's not even an option. Like, that's out of the picture. And I need to pivot. Like, I need to get this. And that's why I said at the beginning, it starts with, like, mindset. Like, you need to be able to think straight. You need to have a clear vision. Even if it's not clear, you can't get to step 100 if you don't take step 1. So now I was at step 80, and now I went back to step 1, and I'm like, all right, what can I do to get to step 2? And so I took that step, and here I am today.
That's great. There are a lot of like when I look into the agency space, a lot of the mentors online try to tell you to get your first client like as soon as possible so that you can taste that first like $1,000 that hits your bank account. Because what you said is so true. You do not look at money the same way. Your perspective at it completely changes, and you're like, okay, this is possible. And that's the biggest part to it. It shows you what can be achieved.
Exactly.
You just need to be willing to like sit down and put in a lot of the work for that, right? So that's such a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
Would you say like from any particular moment like in your life that like you didn't want to take the path of that 9 to 5, like any type of experience maybe, or something that you saw going on maybe in your circle? What was it?
Yeah, so I mean, nothing like particular.
Okay.
I guess my first job was at like kind of like a mini like grocery store type of thing, but they had like delis and prepared foods, so it was a little more formal. But I mean, I'm 14 years old at this time. I'm making like $7.50 an hour, and I remember I was there for a year. I go to my boss for a raise, and he's like, "Yeah, like I'll give you an extra 25 cents. And I'm looking at this dude like, you're a dick. Like, you're literally a dick. Like, I try so hard. Like, that's what you're going to feed me? So that was a little bit, you know, like, fucked up. But, yeah, I mean, and at the same time, like, I started to sell shoes while I was working at that store. And I had days where I'm making multiple thousands of dollars. And so I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I wanted to work there because I just wanted money. I was figuring shit out. My parents wanted me to get a job. And, you know, and I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I don't understand. And after I got scammed for all the shoe shit and I was negative money, you know, it wasn't immediately where I'm like, all right, like, I need to figure this out. Like, me thinking, what do I still have? That wasn't immediately, like, at all. I'm crying for like a week. Like, I got a job at a gas station, literally, the Shell right next to my house. And
You gas that bad.
bro,
I was
like,
gonna ask, was it by any chance the one that caused the accident?
bro,
It would have been a good reunion, you know?
Yeah, but I mean, I had somebody I knew from that grocery store actually left there to work they're right across the street from each other. So he moved there. The kid that I liked the most, his name was Aiden. He moved there. He's like, dude, like, we were making $8 there. Like, they're starting at 10. I'm like, word? Like, I'll go there and I'll figure it out. And they started me at 10. And then I sat there, like I was there for like 3 months. It did not last long. I started sitting there like 2 weeks in. I'm like, bro, like, I'm pumping people's gas. Like, and again, if you're doing it and you're starting, that's awesome, you know, hustle. But like, me personally, like, that was like a fucked up realization. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like wiping their windows to try to get an extra $1 tip. And I'm just like, dude, like, I'm an embarrassment, like, to myself. Like, I don't care what anyone else thinks of me. Like, I have higher expectations. I'm sitting here working at a gas station, like, dirty as shit, and I just, you know, I can't.
Was it like you knew your potential? Like, you knew you could do more?
Yeah. So you always know your potential. Like, if you're, that's why I say, like, there's two sides of the coin. If you choose to be an entrepreneur, like, that starts, even having that thought of being an entrepreneur, you have to know your potential a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you have to know, okay, well, you know, it's possible to do more. And like I said before, the gas station, I was making a lot of money with shoes. And so I already knew it's something I could do. I'm a kid, bro. I'm confused of how to continue and remake what I did. I thought shoes was the way out. Like, I literally thought that was my way to get, you know,
almost
the
kind of like
Lambo and
settled
all
on
this.
that, right? And then it just kind of fell apart.
If it completely fell
Yeah.
apart, bro. It completely fell apart, and I'm sitting at that gas station. I just left, bro. I never answered him again. Like, one day, I'm just like, dude, like, I can't do that. I was on vacation with my friend Shane, bro, and his name's Shug. His real name's Shane, but I'm on vacation with him. I wasn't supposed to work, and this dude calls me, and he's like, yo, we need you in now. I'm like, first of all, who are you talking to? Right? So, second of all, I'm on vacation. I told you I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And you can't just, like, it's like, I need you now. Like, he's like demanding me. I'm like, dude, like, I don't know, like, nah, like, I'm not coming in. Like, I'm out. And then I never answered him again. That was that.
That's hilarious.
That was
Sometimes
that.
these like employers think you're their bitch or something.
Well,
and it's-
that's exactly. He's big dog, I'm little dog. Like, nah, bro. Like, you're a human, I'm a human. Talk to me with respect.
Dude, not too long ago, in the beginning of this year, I was actually working at a daycare. It was 5 days a week. It wasn't even that many hours. It was like 6 hours, like, a day. And it wasn't even that bad. But there was one podcast where I was sitting here.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so fucking sick of it because they kept telling me to do more shit, stay an extra hour.
Yeah, and let me raise you 25 cents.
I think I was going fucking psychotic. Because I would get home and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm drained. I'm tired. I want to do work to get my escape, but I can't do anything with myself. And so we had a podcast here, and I was sitting on that couch, sitting on his bed. I literally said I was looking at this text. I was about to text my boss, and I literally said out loud, "What did I say?" I said, "Fuck it." I said, "I'm cool. I'm literally about to quit. I'm about to quit this shit." And that day, I literally texted. I said, "I put my 2 weeks." I said, "I'm done. Like, I can't do this anymore." And dude, like, that frustration, that realization, it's like, I'm worth more than this. Like, I can't be working for I can't be working for people who really don't respect me, right?
And also think about how much they're making. Is that like even if you're so like I said, he's big dog, I'm little dog. Even if I got the big dog, you're not making near what I want to make. So it's like even if I go through the years and years and years of maxing out that position or getting to the highest position, bro, you're still making chump change. So I don't want that.
25 cents ain't shit, bro.
Yeah, but if that's all you can afford, bro, these multi-billion-dollar companies, like if you're going high up on that the position and the roles, and you have a real leader, like they're gonna compensate you for what you deserve. At a gas station, they're not. They don't care. You're the 15,000th person that's been in that spot. So, yeah, bro. Yeah.
I know you are very big on personal branding for young men to go in and start their own, right? And you have one yourself, of course. Talk to me a little bit about why that's so important.
Yeah, so that's a pretty broad question. I mean, personal branding, it all depends on what you want, right? So digital marketing is a very broad topic. I started website development, and one of the things I learned is, okay, awesome. I built you an amazing, optimized, functional website. Everything works awesome. Cool. How are we going to get people on that website? So I'm thinking this is like, I'm doing it for my clients before I'm doing it for myself. That was the real fucked up thing, like a year ago. But so I'm realizing, okay, how are we going to get people on? All right, let's brainstorm. Social media, right? Because the way you get more people on, more people need to know about you. How do you get more people to know about you? I mean, you can go door to door, or you could post a video and you have the potential to reach millions and millions of views. So I realized that, right? And then I started offering like not personal branding type of services, just basic infographic services for some of my clients, like really cheap, just for me to also, and they were well aware that I'm like testing it out. I've never done it before. And the time goes on and you start to learn more about content creation, and you learn posting pictures. If you want to grow your brand, posting pictures is not the wave. Like that's not going to get you to where you want to go. If you want to really grow and scale your brand, if you want to turn your content into clients, you're going to need to post reels, videos, right? When somebody comes on your page, you could have infographics, that's fine. But there needs to be specific answers to questions the possible client could have. What do you do? How long you've been doing it? What are you good at? Who else have you done it for? Can you do it for me right now? So these are questions you need to answer. And when it's an infographic versus me speaking in front of you, I have a personality, right? So an infographic, a picture, just a portrait of a person, you don't know who he is, what he talks like, what his morals are. You know, you need to, like a personal trainer, if you see a picture, I guess that's kind of a bad example because if he's ripped, you probably might want to work with him. But just in general, like having a personality attached to you, really coming onto your page and getting to know the person. And also like going back to your question a little bit, like why is it important for just people in general to have it? I mean, just growing a personal brand, I mean, you could just reach so many people. Social media is the wave. And I mean, I'm specifically a marketer. And so it's very important for you to start growing your personal brand, get brand awareness, start establishing your online presence, because the more people that know about you, the more people are going to be interested about you. The more people that are interested about you, the more people that are going to take some type of action in some type of funnel to see, all right, this guy's interesting. He pops up all the time. What does he do? Then now they're going to look at you. And then there's a certain group of people that look at you. Part of that group doesn't really give a shit. Part does. And then part of that group actually wants to move forward to your services. So it's extremely important. I mean, if you want to do other things, it's really not that important. But in the social media marketing space, if you don't have content right now, you're missing out on hundreds and thousands of clients. And that translates to a lot of money. How do you make money in your business? You get clients. How do you get clients? People need to know about you. How do you get people to know about you? Social media. And that's the key.
I love it. I think it's so funny too, because literally every single person can start one, even like regardless of your age or whatever, right? Like, because we all have phones and we all have hobbies and interests, right? And I always say that it's a great way to just monetize whatever it is that you have a hobby in or whatever interest you
Exactly.
have, right? Or not, even if you don't care for the money, just to put it out there so you can build a community around something, right? Like you can be an accountant, probably in my opinion, the most boring job in the world. And you can go on fucking Instagram and talk about this Excel sheet does this or whatever, and this is how I make it easier. Let me do this to you. And you'll build a community around that. And who knows, maybe you can even sell an Excel sheet template. to that
If you're
same
any
community
type
or
of
whatever,
entrepreneur
right?
and you're selling a product or service, you need social media. I mean, the way to grow a business back then was word of mouth, referrals. They didn't have these types of like marketing tools around them. Now it's 2024. If you want to 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x your business, you need to be on social media. You have to. Or you're going to fall behind. Your competitors will be on social media. You won't. They'll get all... You're opening up a whole nother world of people. Like, I have people reaching out to me. You know, I live in PA. There's people in Jersey, New York. I partner with somebody in Georgia. Like, and they would never know about me if I didn't just take the step, start building content. And people are just scared of judgment.
It's what unlocks that location.
For
thing.
personal branding, businesses, they're well aware, like, dude, this is what I need to do. This is how I'm going to expand my business. This is how I'm going to get way more clientele and convert into sales, right? But personal branding, like how I kind of started of just taking like videos of myself, like motivational videos, it's scary, bro. It is scary. Even sitting in front of this camera right now is a little intimidating.
Right.
But, you know, you got to, but it's not, it's only intimidating because you're scared of what other people think about you. You're scared of being judged. So that's a hard thing to get over.
Yeah, I love it. Let's say,
Something you kept saying was solving the problem, and then another problem occurs. And I love that mentality. But one of the biggest problems, we both share this common thing, which is we're both website designers, is there's a problem of some people don't understand the value of a website. So can you share why it's important, not just a website, but also an online presence outside of social media?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So I'll put it this way. Do you want to grow your business?
yes.
Do you want more clients?
I would definitely want that too.
Do you want more people to know about you?
Yeah.
You need a website. Very, very simple, very straightforward. A website is the foundation to your online presence, right? There's 3 ways to really grow and scale your marketing strategy within your business operations. Number 1, you need a website. It's the foundation. You can't build a house if the ground's not stable. It's going to fall over. You could build it. It could be a crazy mansion. It's not going to last. It's going to fall over, right? So you have a website, right? Nice, pretty website. Cool. What are you going to do with that website? How are you going to get people on it? Now you start posting content. Cool. Now you have content. Now you have people coming onto your website. You're not making any money. So what's the solution to that? Now you need to run ads. You need to force your content in front of people's faces. And it all starts from web development, websites. It's extremely vital and important. 100%.
I was gonna ask for, just in case there's a couple business owners or aspiring business owners, even having views and creating content is great and it's awesome or whatever. But more often than not, views don't really convert into sales. So to those same business owners or aspiring business owners that are listening, can you talk about how you can convert views into sales, or clients, customers, whatever?
Yeah. So it's how you structure the content, right? So personally, what me and my team do is we start our marketing strategy with competitor analysis. So we will take your business, we will see 50 other businesses that are creating content, right? Our job is to figure out, all right, what's working, what's not working, right? Because that's extremely important. I could just post for you. You're not going to get results. That's what these people do. That's why they're not getting results. There's things you need to do in the back end. That's why it's so important to have a team behind you, or if you just do a bunch of research yourself, competitor analysis, figure out what's working and what's not, right? So what we do is we figure out that. Once we have that answer, now we come, and the quality of your content is also really important. I mean, it's not the most important thing, but it's pretty important. And so we come out, I have photographers and videographers that work with me that are some of my partners. They come out, they take quality, 4K, you know, all the good stuff with all of our gear. And so we come with structure. We come with creating content with a purpose, and we do it professionally, right? So we figure out with the competitor analysis, with all of our structure, with the data that we analyze, that's how we figure out the specific types of content that will work and will convert your content into clients.
That's great. Would you say quality is the most important part of a creative, or?
So I wouldn't say it's the most important. I think just how you structure the video is probably most important. If I'm sitting there like, yo, like I could lose you 20 pounds in my fitness program, or yo, I could lose you 20 pounds with my fitness program. It's different, right? So it's how you structure the video. It's the people in the video. And then if you want to throw the cherry on top and make that ice cream cone 10 times better, the quality, bro. Quality and the sound. That's why these guys have this professional equipment here, is because sound is key. If I sounded like shit right now, you'd probably be gone.
We used to sound like shit.
Yeah, and you learn, right? I didn't know these things at first either.
Dude, actually, like, at my house, my parents put up our podcast in the living room. And I came downstairs, and they're watching it, and my dad's like, what are those mics? He's like complaining about the sound. I'm just like, yeah, you're right. We have to.
It's
the mics
key.
were
It's key, and all
Remember
these
the lighting too. The lighting was bad.
lighting. Yep. So that's all that we do. When our team comes, we have professional mics, professional cameras, and professional lighting, because all these things are vital. And the thing is, these little things is what keeps your customers' attention on the screen watching your video. People's attention spans nowadays are fucked. They're fucked, bro. And people scroll. I even do it sometimes. I mean, it's hard not to, right?
Yeah.
But if a video doesn't catch your attention in 2 seconds, you're gone. Like, gone. You're 20 videos down by the time you even think about it.
Yeah.
So having all these key components will really capture your client's attention or your audience attention to then watch the video more. And they don't even have to watch the whole thing. Once they watch a little bit of it, the algorithm will push your video even more. Once you get one like on Instagram, it'll get pushed automatically to like 30, 40, 50 more people.
One thing you had in your videos that I absolutely respect is how transparent you are. You even said that in one of your videos yourself. Like, yeah, you catch yourself scrolling too. I mean, I catch myself scrolling too, and yeah, it's hard. For starters, how important is that for a personal brand to be transparent?
To be transparent? I mean, so that's also another thing. Like, you need to be authentic, right? A lot of people say, like, fake it till you make it. Like, there's certain aspects where, yeah, like, with your mindset, like, I'm going to be a millionaire, like, that's okay. But if you're selling a product or a service and you're bullshitting, like, yeah, you can get their money, but it's not sustainable. It's not long-term. Like, yeah, okay, I could sell you, I could take your money, but if I don't deliver results and I'm not transparent from the start and being authentic from the start, I mean, you're just going to find out. And that's a huge hole that you're digging yourself. Don't go down that path, please.
And follow-up question, just curious, because this is probably one of the biggest problems in today's generation is people are consistently scrolling. How do you get yourself to stop?
So one of the biggest changes in my life was when I became a producer 90% of the time and a consumer 10% of the time. And part of that is just realization. Understand that you want to get rich, you want to be successful, you need to produce. Whether that's content, whether that's a product, whether that's service, versus being the consumer. You don't understand that when you're scrolling on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, you watching these people's videos is making them money. How does that make you feel? You're scrolling, and that pisses me off personally because I want that money. Why can't I do that? It's free. It's completely free. So when I'm sitting there scrolling, watching these people's videos, and I came to the realization, like, I just watched this guy's video for like 5-10 minutes. Like, I literally just helped them make money. And so you start to realize, okay, how can I do that? And you become a producer instead of a consumer. And you also just learn so much more that way. You don't understand. You're feeding yourself all this bullshit, all this brain rot shit, or like, you don't need that. You don't want it. It's not going to benefit you. It's numbing your brain so you don't have to focus on other things that you know you need to do now.
Exactly.
I love it.
Well said. Well said. I like this one person. He lines his objective with the algorithm's objective when creating content. And I think that's such an important thing, which is understanding the whole purpose of the algorithm, which is to keep people on the platform. And they want to not just keep people on the platform, but keep them for as long as possible. And what this one guy said, which was, I thought spot to the T, is why they always say the algorithm pushes your content is one, if you can sustain a hook, which is over 3 seconds. So once the algorithm sees that someone is seeing your content for 3 seconds, they understand, okay, people actually want to or engage in this. And then they see if people watch to the end. And if you can complete those 2 tasks, you essentially have what the algorithm wants, which is people to stay for as long as they can
Exactly.
on your page.
Exactly.
And how important is the hook? Especially as a person that's in
So
social media.
the hook is honestly one of the most important parts, to be honest. Like, you don't understand, like, when you're scrolling, these people, it's crazy, and I was like this too, like, they're scrolling fast as shit. Like, fast as shit, bro.
I've seen it before.
Like, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I never understood it. I saw it at school, bro, and so this chick is on Instagram Reels and go 1, 2, 3. Like, you don't even give them a fucking chance.
Yeah.
And I never scroll like that in my life. You don't even have the time to process.
Dude, you can even see their faces sometimes, dude. They're like,
what?
Exactly.
Dude,
exactly.
it's so automatic.
Swear to God,
Sometimes
that is,
it's like that. It's scary.
I've never understood that, and that's fucking crazy. I was gonna make, like, when I asked that question a couple minutes ago, I was gonna make my case for the hook being the most important part because of what I saw.
Yeah.
And Josh even, like, described it perfectly. That is scary to think about, actually. Like, that, I didn't think it was that. I knew it was bad. I didn't think it was that bad that people's
It's
attention spans
bad,
are that
bro.
short, bro.
What keeps them on? Like, what is
Dude,
it? Like,
it
I
has
think
to be
What
about
the
it.
keeps them on is the
graphic
hook. That's what keeps
Yeah,
them
but
on.
in half a second.
Yeah,
what
like, they
can
don't
you
even give them a
do?
chance.
That's where, you got to know what you're doing, right? And that's the key to marketing and having a team behind your back or partners that really know what they're doing. I mean, a hook is definitely vital. I mean, and you could even, it's not even hard to, like, really create or find hooks. Next time you're scrolling fast as shit and you stop for a second, all right, what stopped you? Like, what was the thing that stopped you? Is it the lighting? Is it, like, the audio? Is it specific text on the screen? Is it the way that they presented the text? It's a lot of different aspects, but that's what gets the person. The hook is the sole reason or the sole thing that gets you to stop and watch that video.
Dude, I feel like nowadays too, some people are just sick of all the explosions, the pop-ups, the craziness that isn't like a video to catch your attention. Like, I feel like some people, like the doom scrollers, some of them evolved and, like, they're becoming aware now that they're doom scrolling, and they're like, if I'm scrolling, at least I want to see something that's, like, refreshing. That's something that's, like, it's not so many things
Educational.
popping up in my face.
Or value based.
Dude, I stop at if I'm scrolling, I stop at the people who just there's no cuts. They're just saying some deep ass shit. Like,
Yeah.
I say and touch for those, because that's, like, those are the most powerful. I feel like people really need those types of people who, you mean, there's not some crazy shit going on. You know what I mean? At some point, it's like, yeah, like, that stuff makes sense. But in the day, people just want another human connection, right? So it's like being there 1-to-1, being authentic, and telling them, hey, like, get the fuck off this app. Go achieve your dreams.
And that's a
go
part
get
of the
some goals.
content I make is literally specifically that. And yeah, I think people start to come to the realization that when you're doom scrolling, I mean, you're frying your brain. And so when they scroll 100 videos and then they see the one video that's, like, value based and productive, and so it kind of gives them, like, the feeling of, like, okay, like, I could, like, connect with this person, like, they get a good warm feeling that, like, all right, like, maybe I'm not wasting my time, like, I just learned something. And that's why value is extremely important. And that's why it's also important, if you're building a business and you are doing social media, it's important to answer those questions and also, like, be able to relate what he said, be transparent, be authentic, answer those key questions. What do you do? Who have you done it for? And what can you do for me now? And it's all the good content's turning into value. Even this, you're learning something.
Right.
That's why you're watching right now. It's value, straight value. It's different than just scrolling and watching Minecraft. You're just frying your brain.
Watching that like those videos with, like, the half Subway Surfers, like, type
Yeah,
of videos.
half GTA gameplay. Like, dude, come on, bro.
They get so many views too.
They get so many views and you're making them money. That's something you can literally do right now. It's so simple, bro. Go on YouTube. Literally, I'm gonna give you a little secret. Go on YouTube, right? Screen record GTA. You've probably seen so many videos. Screen record GTA gameplay. Go screen record Minecraft gameplay. Then what you do, go on CapCut, completely free. All this is free, by the way.
We're taking people's lives by
I'm
doing
about to
this.
change your life right now. If you want money, this is such a simple thing. Everything's free that I'm telling you, so you honestly have no excuses. You can do it right now. Screen record those things. Go on CapCut. Put one up top. Put one at the bottom. There's an AI, right? ChatGPT, completely free. Say, write me a scary story, right? Copy it, paste it, put it into ChatGPT. You could do a voiceover completely free. Now those brain dead videos that you were scrolling on, now you're throwing them out there. And now the people that were in your position 10 minutes ago before you heard what I just said, now they're going to be giving you money. And then now your life's changed, bro. Straight like that.
I want to ask a question. I mean, where do you think is that fine line between, you know, you wanting to make money, then focusing on like you want to actually, you know, change people's lives into something better? Because I mean, that will get you money, but then what are you putting out there into the world? You know what I mean? Because here's the thing, social media, the way it works and the way people focus on it, some of them, not everybody, is how can I make money and, you know, just keep people on, even if it means me putting out a bad content type of thing that really doesn't value a lot of people. And if anything, it's just going to make them brain rot, like for the most part. Where is that fine line for you?
So I think money is important. I think helping people is a lot more important, right?
Okay.
So for my business specifically, what's the best thing that you can give to a business or provide for a business?
Money.
More profit.
Money. And so my thing is, I love making people money. I give you results. Dude, if I can give you results and you start getting a bunch of more clients, you're going to love me forever. Why would you not, right? And so if you can give somebody, and people are emotionally attached to money, right? So if you could detach yourself from money, focus on solving a problem, well, that's how you start a business. If you want to make a product or a service, you're solving somebody's problem. Whether that's like an actual problem, whether it's like a time problem, like, oh, like I'll come out, detail your car,
Yeah.
right? That you're saving somebody's time. So you're providing some type of value. And if you're providing that value and you're doing it really, really good, the money is going to come, bro. The money's going to come.
Exchange, you just get money back.
Exchange. And that's why my business is Exchange Media. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
One thing I have to say is going back to the topic before this is with the whole thing of like people do the split screen and it's like Subway servers or something. It's so bad to the point where other agency owners are buying it too. Because I like a week ago I got an ad on Instagram by this guy named Joseph Cure. He's an agency owner. You can search him up too. He posts on YouTube or whatever, and I've watched a lot of his videos on like how to scale or whatever. One of his Instagram's ads is literally that. It's the split screen Subway Surfer, or maybe it's Minecraft, and he's talking about I can get you 5 to 10 agency and this was a week ago. I saw it again today
'Cause it's
which
trends.
means it's working, right?
It's
'Cause an
trends.
what the fuck? Even
Yeah.
agency owners are falling for that shit too.
Exactly.
Like that's how bad it is, and that is some sorry ass shit. Like I've
Exactly.
seen what you're talking about. That example
Do-
is good, but I'm
do
all with
what works.
Sadul on this one. Like you got to put out some good shit on there, and this shit is working. That is fucking so
It's working.
sorry.
It's
That is
crazy.
so sorry.
And
It's-
that's
my
a
God.
huge part of social media. If you want to build your brand, your personal brand, you need to adopt to the new trends, right? You need to stay on top of these things. That's why having a marketing agency, you don't need to worry about these things, right? The team, not like my team does it, but I'm not like just talking about my team specifically. Marketing agencies, they take care of all those things. They stay on top of trends. That's why when we post videos, it converts because we're doing competitor analysis. We're figuring out what is working, what is not working. We're staying on top of trends. Then we're coming to you, producing the content, filming, curating the content, and then we're structuring it a certain way to then when the content is posted out there, you're going to turn your content into clients just based off of the science we know of social media.
Yeah.
That's great.
I feel like that part is more effective than, you know, trying to put something out there for just the benefit of your own and not other people. But, you know, when it comes to you structuring it in a way that's going to be, you know, getting people's attention, but you know why you're getting people's attention to then help them, and you know that that's going to really help them, that's a different story, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely important. One thing I tell to all my clients is, yeah, you're posting, you're doing a good job, but what's the purpose? Like, post with a purpose, right? So whether that purpose is providing entertainment, whether it's providing value, whether it's providing just something educational, you need to post with a purpose. People think, like, I'll just post out there and maybe I'll go viral. It's really not that simple. I mean, you could just go viral and that would be crazy. That'd be like hitting the lottery. But when you post with a purpose and you structure your content in a specific way, you're going to yield better results.
Yeah.
And
People
you're
can
going to
pick
get
up on these
bigger
stuff
audience.
Yeah, and people tend to pick up on these type of stuff too. They can see, they can sense that you're really trying to help them, and then especially when they go through your page and they see not just the one video but multiple videos of you really trying to, provide them some kind of value. They're like, okay, this guy's serious about this, and they can actually help me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I also offer like free guides. Like, dude, I don't need your money. Like, I'm trying to help you out.
Right.
Like, I'm just taking what I know, giving it to you for free, and whatever you want to do with it. But people, the marketing space is so like, there's too many scammers out there. Like, even me giving a free guide, people will be like, like, I don't know. Like, what's the catch?
They're
What's
still
the...
sketchy about it.
Yeah, and it's like, bro, like, I promise, it's free. Like, you don't have to type in your credit card, nothing. Like, it's a free guide. Take the information, do what you want to do with it. And if you want to talk a little bit more about, like, growing a real business, I'm here to talk.
Do you ask for their email or something when they would go to download it? Yeah,
I do ask for their email. Yeah, but
I'm messing. Do you have a newsletter or something?
I have an email marketer that works for me.
Oh, for real?
But even him, like, he provides, like, it's not salesy emails. Like, even the last email from yesterday, he sent out an email to everybody saying, like, did you know about this feature on ChatGPT? Just to help you out. It's free value too. It's gaining trust.
It shouldn't be like you having to defend yourself though. Even if it is a salesy email, like that if that at the end of the day, your service can literally change somebody's life. I can 2x your revenue.
Exactly.
I can bring you from a consumer to a producer. Then let me be as salesy as I want. If there's a little bit of deception behind it, then yeah, that's morally wrong or whatever. But if it's for a bigger purpose, then I'm all for it. Like, I will literally change your life. And if being salesy requires me to be that, then I'll just bite the bullet with that, right? But
exactly.
If that's what can bring somebody fulfillment, then I'm all for it. Like,
exactly.
And providing it shouldn't be a problem with it.
Yeah, I mean, it really shouldn't be a problem. But I mean, my thing is providing free value is key. I mean, so say you have a stray dog, right? You find a stray dog. You feed that dog, you keep feeding it. All of a sudden, that dog is going to be right by your side. You fed it so many times. You helped it out. You got it to gain its weight back. You got it to even gain its confidence back. Now, that dog's going to protect the shit out of you now. Even though it was a stray dog, he didn't know who you were. He wouldn't even let you touch it at first. You left a bowl of food out, said, take it. If you want to eat it, eat it. He ate it. And he's like, what else can you feed me? I got 3 more bowls. Pick which one you want. Now that dog is going to sit by your side and protect the shit out of you. And that's how you really grow a relationship.
And then you take that same dog and you put him in front of everybody else's faces. I changed this dog's life. Let me change yours too.
Exactly.
And then you help more people. I love it.
Exactly, bro. Yep, that's the key. You don't got to sell everything.
I wanted to touch back on the whole team thing. When did you start building a team? And then the second question would be, how important do you think is a team? And you can switch those two up and answer the second one first, but it's up to you.
Yeah, so I built JMMedia for about a year, and I met the sole owner of Exchange Media 4 or 5 months ago. We hit it off. I mean, we met in the gym. It was kind of like a weird scenario. I mean, not really weird, but he was just talking to somebody about content. I didn't know this dude. I'm sitting there like I walked up to him like, yo, what'd you just say? Did you just say content? I'm like, yo, I got the chills. Like, what do you know about content? And he's like, I know a lot. What do you know about content? And I'm like, oh shit, we gotta talk a little bit. And we've been talking every single day, multiple times a day since then. And now I am one of the owners of the team. We have 4 people on our team. I mean, it's extremely important, right? And you can get to the same spot by yourself, but time is in the essence. Time is the most valuable asset that you have. If you want to get there fast, what's better than 1 brain?
2.
And what's better than 2?
3.
And what's better than 3?
5, 6, 7. Yeah.
He said 1.
So
You guys not catch that?
yeah, well,
Bro's thinking small. Josh alone.
Batman brain.
yeah, but also like the team, like you could learn to do it all, right? Or first of all, you're gonna have to figure it out yourself. You're gonna have no help whatsoever. You could provide website services, but and charge say $1,000. But now if I have somebody on my team that does analytics, photography, videography, content, ads, all those things, now I'm charging 10 grand, bro. Like, so if you provide more, the value goes up, and then the money goes up.
Right.
And if you have a team where each person is very
Specialized in their
good
own
and
field.
specialized in their specific role, and they're all really good at what they do, and you combine everything. And that's the thing. People say I have a marketing agency. Dude, if you're by yourself, you don't have a marketing agency. If you're providing one of the 20 services that you need to provide, you're a marketer.
You're just a glorified freelancer. Exactly,
Freelancer, bro. So if you want to be an agency, you need to be able to come into a business and check all of the boxes of exactly what you need. Everything, all in one package. That's an agency.
One thing I want to know is, at first, was this partner a competitor of yours to JMMedia?
So I don't really look at it as a competitor. I think marketing is you can do it from anywhere in the world. Like, it's computer based. It's online. So it's not like I'm fighting like a tint shop where you have like an actual shop. Like, you're fighting for the people in the area that need the tints. Like, in my particular case, I could work with somebody in California. So my clients aren't limited, right? So I don't really look at us as like competitors. At first, it was just like, dude, you know so much. I know so much. Like, let's just keep fucking talking. Mm-hmm. And then we realized that we have complementary skill sets, and I'm missing the puzzle that they don't have in their business. I go in, I fill that puzzle, and now we could offer a full marketing solution to your problem.
Dude, I fucking love it. One thing I heard is like first time startup founders, what they do is they see competitors and they're like, oh, enemies. Like these are my rivals or whatever, right? But then second time startup founders look at competitors and like, oh shit, friends. Like
Yeah, teach
I
me
could
something.
partner.
What
Yeah,
can we do
like
together?
or maybe even let's work together. And
You
let's
know
see what we
something
can
I
do,
don't?
right?
Like, let's chop it up.
It doesn't have to be always one-on-one. What if we make it us versus the rest instead, right? Like, so
Exactly.
I love that whole idea
Exactly.
because even you mentioning yourself, you want to build a 7-figure agency, you can do it yourself. You want to build 8 or 9 figure, you're gonna need a team.
You're gonna need a team. You are exactly right. And I mean, even if both of the end results were 7 figures, I mean, you can get there in 10 years. You can get it. Go for it, bro. If I have the opportunity to get there in 2-3 years, I'm gonna take that, 100%. Their time is in the essence. You're not gonna get any minute back. So you need to maximize your time, make your time efficient. Why, if we're offering a marketing solution and I offer X, why do I need to go focus on X? Like, why do I need to focus on all that? If I have people that we could all do it simultaneously, make our time efficient, do this quick as possible, and then provide you the results. So that's why a team really maximizes your potential, and scalability is the real word.
I love it.
Exactly.
I want to ask you something. So in business, there's a lot of people that say, you know, especially young kids, you know what I mean? They say, I would rather have like 2 businesses running so I make more money rather than, you know, focusing on one business that's going to grow and be like a, like, you know, multi-millionaire
best, yeah.
business, what's it called, or whatever. But like, what do you suggest to those kind of people? Do you think they should start with like a couple of businesses just so they can make a lot of money at first? Because that's what a lot of people do. Or would you tell them to focus on one business first and before they start, you know, because what they do is sometimes they start with a business and then they hop onto another business just so they can make money. And you know what I mean? So like, what would you say to that?
Yeah, so focus on one thing, right? If you chase 2 rabbits, you're going to catch none of them now. So that's really the short answer. You need to focus on one thing and maximize your potential in that one area. If you're focusing on 2 different businesses, that means your time is completely split now. You need to prioritize all of your time on maximizing your potential with this business to then you reach the max potential. Now, like I was saying, if I can get to the 7 figure in a year or 2, get me there, and now I could focus on other things. If, like I said, 2 rabbits, dude, if you focus on 1 rabbit, you might catch it. If there's 2 and I'm like, oh shit, like, you're not going to catch
You're
either of
definitely
them,
not catching it, yeah.
You're not going to catch them, so, yeah.
That's a great question because it's such a like flashy and sexy thing to be able to say like I have multiple income streams or whatever, but what's the point of neither of them are really lucrative or bringing in like,
the only
those
thing
numbers.
where you could really have multiple income streams, which is crazy, is social media, because you could build a personal brand. You could get paid off TikTok creativity program. You can get paid from YouTube. You could do affiliate marketing. You could sell digital product. You could sell merch. You could sell shout outs. You could do paid partnerships. So That's also why I chose personal branding, is because there's 50 different avenues. What other business are you making 50 different avenues by doing the same thing? If you have a tinning business and you want to offer wrapping, you need to do different things. I mean, this is like you post one video, you structure it a certain way. Now you have all these different avenues to earn extra revenue.
This is the gold rush, is what I'm hearing.
It's the gold rush. Take advantage of it before it's
But
too late.
don't you think even for the social media, I think it also depends on what you do, because sometimes, like, if you just do vlogs and stuff, YouTube, I mean, you could put some like short videos on TikTok, but I think the main goal should be focusing on YouTube first. Or if you're doing like some other business, you should start off with TikTok first, and then once you grow TikTok, then you can kind of transition to YouTube. Because in the beginning you can see yourself for yourself too. Like for YouTube, it's gonna be hard for you to like grow it because YouTube has its own like people that watch certain things there, and there's TikTok that is like more into business. You know what I mean? So I think you would start off with TikTok first, and then maybe go into YouTube, or start with YouTube and then TikTok or something like that.
Yeah. So I've actually learned that the hard way. So I started with Instagram and TikTok, and that's also why it's really good to have partners, because they put different perspectives. Start with YouTube. 100%. Why? Because you're making long form content. With this one podcast, you could make 100 clips. So you make one YouTube video, you put 100 clips on TikTok, you put 100 clips on Instagram, and now you're making the revenue from YouTube, you're making revenue from TikTok, right? And you have different audiences on each. There's billions and billions of people on each platform. And so you can get recognized on TikTok, and you could have a brand that pops out like, yo, put this like drink right here, and boom, now you got a paid partnership, right? You get paid for the creativity program. Instagram is the only platform where you unfortunately don't get paid for like watch time and things. Yeah, you don't get monetized.
Not even like no creative at all?
No.
Wow.
No. So I don't know why. I think I really don't know. I wish they did, honestly, because I'd make more money. But the way to make money off Instagram is solely digital products and paid partnerships and shoutouts. That's the only way you can make money from Instagram. TikTok and YouTube is completely different.
No views and stuff?
Nope. It
Wow.
don't matter. Instagram doesn't care.
How about followers?
Doesn't care. I mean, views, followers, that'll help you get the paid partnership.
Yeah.
That'll help you sell your digital products. But Instagram's the only platform where you don't get paid for views or watch time. I really don't know why.
I feel like the DMs on IG is really useful. That's where you can kind of sell people and stuff like that. Cold, warm, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, direct messages is definitely really useful. I mean, communication is key. So whatever form that is, it could be in the TikTok DM. It could be, I don't even know does YouTube have like a messaging thing?
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, so that's also a prime example of why you make a YouTube video, cut these into a ton of clips, blast them on the other platforms, and now you can have direct communication to these people. If you're selling a digital product, if you're trying to monetize in any sort of way, communication's key with everything.
I feel like with different social medias too, it's like, for example, YouTube, like we said, there's no messages or anything. There's only comments, and then there's YouTube posts. But on IG, there's stories, there's the messages. You could do so much with IG, I feel like. And with IG especially, like, you can literally build like your online resume, right? Show everything that you do. Then people can message you. You can message people. You can see their stories real time, what people are doing right that second, right? So it's like, it's almost like IG is like your main resume, and then
Your online resume is your website.
Yeah, well, if you have a business providing a service or a product,
Web marketing.
Bro's trying to sell websites now.
no, I mean part of that is true though. Like
That's
if you
a
have a
fact.
business and you're selling a service or a product, your website is the foundation. There's no reason to be.
Same thing.
It is.
Yeah, listen to the people. Listen
It's
to what the
true.
people selling websites are telling you versus the one.
It's true. It is true.
I'm just kidding.
But
Yeah,
no,
that makes sense.
Instagram's extremely important too. I mean, those platforms. I think Instagram and TikTok really blow up the most nowadays. I mean, I have a buddy. His name's Ethan. I really don't know where he lives in the world, but
Dude, how about Facebook?
nah, Facebook is the worst.
Facebook's
bro.
the juggernaut of all social media.
Bro, I mean, Facebook is the best for ads,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
but
there's still the
organic content. Oh my god!
I think
bro,
they're
you don't
leaving
even
the platform.
understand.
The next platform by like $1 billion. But yeah, organic content.
Oh my god! I posted thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of posts on Facebook. It's bad, bro. Like it's just TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. They have similar algorithms. Facebook is just on its own.
Twitter and nothing else. Yeah.
I don't use Twitter.
My question, I actually wanted to ask you a Facebook ad question. A lot of people don't understand how frequent you should recycle your ads. How frequent would you recommend? How frequently do you recommend changing it up? Whether it be, I'm not referring to A/B testing. I'm referring more to the actual ad copy in itself. And I know it varies on if you're a local business or not. And let's use, in your reference, local business, right? Local
Majority, yeah.
Local. Let's go local.
So it depends. So if you're doing it yourself, then you might be kind of restricted on time or capital, and you might try some ad sets. I mean, if you're doing it yourself and you want to just figure it out, once a week, maybe a little bit more than that. My team specifically, we're on it every single day. So when we go to make the ad copy, and you said A/B testing, but we create it. So we start with 4 ads. They're all completely different. Mm-hmm. The copy is different. The content is different. The structure is different, right? So we blast 4 at the beginning. All 4 are completely different. We blast everything. And so we blast everything, right? So now within some time, when we have analytics, when the person on our team that does all the analytic reports comes to us, we see what works and what didn't work. Now there's 2 that worked better, and there's 2 that worked worse. Now we get rid of the 2. Now we double down on the 2 that are working. Now we blast those out. Now within X amount of time frame, you see which one of those 2 worked the best. Now you get rid of the one that worked bad, you find the one that worked good, and you triple down on that.
My question though is, why would you change everything? Why wouldn't you change the ad copy only to see which of the ad copy is doing the best, and then transition to, let's say, the actual, let's say, the ad in itself, the picture, change up to see which frame is working the best? How come you're changing them? Each one is so different.
Yeah, so
how can you necessarily distinguish what ad copy is doing the greatest if it could be?
Yeah, because there's a lot of variables.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that is a pretty tough question. I mean, once you kind of narrow down with analytics of what worked best, so we don't just take those 2 that were working a little better and just dump money on them. You need to like actually analyze it. That's why we have somebody on our team that specifically analyzes the words, everything. You know, it can, and things vary. Like attention time could be content. Mm-hmm. Click through rate could be the copy, right? So we analyze this data and we figure out what's working and what's not working. And you know, if none of them are working, then we really need to figure out if it's copy, content. But it's not even that none of them are working, because you're going to have data. And with data, you could pivot. So we figure out 4 ads. Sometimes it could even be like up to 6 or 7. But we figure out what's working and what in that ad is making it work. And then we apply those metrics onto the winning ad. And even the winning ad, we might test that winning ad out 2-3 times to see, would it work better with this type of hook? Would it work better if we structured the content like this? So it's all data driven. You need to have the analytics, and then you could pivot. If you don't know what you're looking at and you don't have any numbers, then you're just going to waste your money.
I want to butt in for a second, because I've heard a lot of people do that with their best, like, converting ads. They go and they kind of like modify it a little bit, but if it's already the best, do you really think it needs changing?
So
of course it could be better, but
it could always be better. Always. Yeah. So I mean, like for instance, for my dad's business, he's a home healthcare agency. We've been running this one ad, an infographic. We ran like 12, bro. And I did those things, those steps. I found the winning ad, and I haven't touched it since, bro. I mean, I optimize it every now and then because the settings change and you need to like touch it.
Facebook,
but we've had 1,300 leads in the last 8 months.
Nasty work. Really good
crazy.
shit.
And I really haven't touched anything. So once you find what works, it's like one could be working better than others, but it doesn't mean it's getting you the results that you really want. It could just be working the best.
Yeah.
What you smiling at?
No, my sock.
Gotta get some comments.
Bro, it's ripped. It's funny.
One thing I was a little curious about too is at your most recent networking event, you were talking to the author of Seeing Around Corners, I think Stanley Middleton or something, right?
Yeah.
And you asked him the best advice for a young entrepreneur. He told you that most small businesses fail because they don't charge enough based on their structure, right? And I want to know about it because this is going to help one of our podcast members a lot because he doesn't charge enough for his fucking services. What is the psychology? What is the psychology behind
Just
like?
say his name already, bro.
We know this. What is the psychology behind like selling a 4-figure service? And even now, for you, you saw 10K 5. Like that
Yeah.
shit is scary. I feel like.
It is scary, but when you know what you're worth, that's when you start to present things differently. And the way that the world works is, for some reason, and it's even for me, and all of us can relate. If it's more expensive, it's worth more, right? And I actually saw this video where this guy did an experiment with like 10 people, 3 bottles of wine. The first bottle, all like different brands, all that stuff, right?
I know this.
First bottle of wine was $10. The second bottle of wine was $500. The third one was $5,000. Which one do you think everybody said was the best wine?
5,000.
And when every single person said 5,000, they lifted up the fake covers, and the first one and the third one were exactly the same wine.
Yeah, I've heard this.
No difference. So their perceived value is when it's priced more, it's worth more. If I told you I could make you $1 million a year, all you'd do is give me $30, you'd be like, what? Like,
No hesitation,
you'd be
of course,
sketchy
right.
as shit, right? But if I say it's $30,000 a month, I'm gonna get you $1 million a year, you're like, all right, well now I understand. Like it's an investment. Like he probably really knows what he's doing, and so that's really the answer behind that with Stanley.
Do you think it's also more of like knowing what your service and what your time is worth as well?
That's the biggest thing, and that's what I say to you. You know, cut the discounts. You know, you can give free things, but you have to limit the free things. Like a free guide I made once, I put a lot of time into it. I offer that for free forever. I don't have to do any work. But for websites, for example, when people are saying, yo, make all of these changes, like do all this stuff, like your time is valuable, and they need to understand that. And a lot of these people don't know what goes on or what it really takes and what the process is for you to achieve X result. And so
I'll give you an idea. HELL.
yeah, exactly. And so you need to really value your time. Your time is extremely important, and people's brains are fucked because people link money to per hour. And they think, all right, well, if I charge $300 and I know it's only going to take me 20 minutes, that's way too much. Like, that's crazy because of how your brain is programmed. That's not the case. You need to unlink that. Your per hour time is if you're an employee, then worry about what you're making per hour. But when you have your own business and you're structuring your own path, unlink that and realize, okay, like, what is the value I'm providing to this person? Right? If they're asking me to do SEO services, I'm not like, and optimizing their page every single week, like, dude, I'm not doing that for free. I'm giving you value. I'm about to make you money. I'm getting you clients. You're making money. What am I? Chop liver? So understand your value, and you can't take every client. You can't. And that's also what sucks. When you first start, you're money hungry. You want to make everybody happy, and the harsh reality is you can't. You can never make everybody happy. And so, but if you stick to your value and your morals, at least you won't make them happy, but you stuck to what you believe in and what you're worth, right? Extremely important.
That's an excellent point. I have many clients that, man, I wish I knew that beforehand.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's like, and a lot of people ask for like websites. Like, so I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm really fucking good at making websites. Like, I'm the most confident person in the world. Like, if you come to me with like some shitty website And me specifically, like, I know I'm going to completely shock you. Like, I'm going to make a website that is beyond your expectations. I'm going to over deliver. It's going to provide you results. It's going to be optimized correctly on every single device. And so if you come to me,
Just cocoa.
if you come to me saying I need this website, I want results, I want clients through this website, and then I say, okay, well, you know, if I can get you all the results and you can get all these clients, how much is that worth to you? And you tell me $100, like, bro, come on, like, so the same way they know their value, the same way you walk into a tint shop, they say it's $350. You can't go in and say, dude, I got $50, but do your best job for me, please. You just can't. You can't do that. You can't. So you need to really value yourself and don't sell yourself cheap. Please don't do that. I did that for a long time, and I went from, you know, like small $250 deals to now me and my partner just closed a $10,000 deal yesterday. And it's scary as shit, yeah, but it's like when you know it's worth it, whether they see it or not, you know that you can get them results. You know that you can take your marketing strategies and implement them into their business operations in 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x their business within 6 months, a year. There is no discounts. Like, we're gonna get you results, and we're gonna keep our promises, and yeah. So don't cut yourself short.
Do you do retainers or?
Yeah, we do retainers. Our pricing varies depending on your situation, what you want exactly, and yeah, I mean all that stuff varies.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir. Should we get to the 3 questions?
I think we should.
Anybody else has any questions? No.
Definitely learned something. That last part right there.
Yeah.
But you gotta be like, I'm not talking to you about it. Yeah, of course I know, but like just in general, like people can really take that and use it in a. It could be dangerous because some people are gonna be like, well, I think I'm the best, so I'm just gonna charge people like a lot of money on like making websites, but you might not be good at it at that time. And you know, when people are gonna see that you charged a lot, but your work wasn't like as valuable and stuff, like then you're gonna lose all the clients. So I think it's always better to stay humble. Even if it's like I'm just losing this $1,000 that I could be making, but you know, staying humble, and then later on when you're 100% sure, not 100%, but like I'm saying when you're more sure in your work, and then increase the amount instead of just doing it too early because you think you're good. Yeah. Like I think staying humble is always the best.
You got to
thing
keep
to
the
do.
ego down, yeah, for sure.
So that's a huge thing at the start. Like, it took me years to be able to build websites the way I do. Like, if I was charging out the ass at the beginning, I probably wouldn't even like be where I'm at today. So you need to also, and I said, know your worth. Whether that's extremely valuable or not that valuable right now, know your worth. So, and also, I mean, you also have to find your ideal client. Would you rather service 10 people for $100 or one person for $1,000?
Obviously the one.
Yeah. So know your worth, stay humble,
10 people for 1,000.
and gain experience. Get in the field, gain experience. That's like key. You can learn for free, like YouTube. Get in the field. I mean, or you could you could learn for free, right? Just get experience. You could be paid to get experience, or you can go to school and pay for education. It doesn't even come with experience. Who's ready? Let me ask you a question. Who are you going to go with? The person that read a book on how to build a lawnmower, or the person that went piece by piece and taught themselves how to build that lawnmower? Who's the better person?
Second one, because you know he had the experience.
Experience. So you go into school, you have all this education, you go out, you have no experience, and you wonder why you're still getting a low-paying job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think it's very important to, I would say, go through the experience of kind of cutting yourself short in a way, because I personally have done that in my business as well, and it makes me more confident to know what my services are worth. And now when I tell people, I'm telling them with more confidence, and I know that for sure that what I am telling them, the price, is actually very reasonable to what I'm actually providing. So I feel like, just like with failures, just like with this traumatic experience, you have to go through them, and it just makes you tougher, it makes you stronger. Same with going through, like cutting yourself short in a way, because it makes you more confident in what you do, and really understanding like what you're offering to your clients or whoever it may be.
So at first, experience is key. You're not going to scale if you don't gain experience. So I mean, when I first started, bro, like I would take whatever you give me. Like, to be honest, if you can, because it's about experience. It's about, testimonials, right? You need to be able to work with people.
Every deal is a good deal, that type of
Every
thing, right?
deal is a good deal when you're first starting,
Yeah.
but also, I mean, like, there's, like, if I'm building a fully structured website and you're offering me $15, like, that's slightly different.
That's a great deal.
But I mean, if it's
Amazing. Please.
never, I would never take that. The same way you wouldn't work at a gas station for $2 an hour. It's just not even fucking worth it at that point. But
What if they give you they
they
give you a raise for
then
25
go
cents?
find somebody
30,
that
30
can
cents, dude.
go find somebody that could do it for $12, and I'll personally give you $12 to pay for that.
Jane is
Like-
going through it right now with the whole photography.
But you could though,
photography
you know
thing.
what I mean? Like,
It,
I don't know, I feel like
I
you
could do it for $12. I could do it for free. I could pay you $100 and still do it, right? But
but
it's
I'm
I
saying
mean
it's
that's
really
like
few though. I'm saying like if there's a few people that.
Georgia.
I mean, I'm not talking about $15. Yeah, I'm not talking about like $15, but just like some people just because I just met personally people that are like that, where they're like, well, if you're not gonna pay me, I don't care even if I can do it. I'm not gonna do it because like they're so attached to money. You know what I mean? So sometimes you need to let that, dude. Because we had clients where they would be like, you know, what can you guys do it for a little lower? Because I'm I'm just doing something else. I don't really have money for that. And we'd say yes, because we don't really care about that. You know, like we would rather want somebody to be satisfied and happy. And for us, it's not like a big change that it's because you don't get those clients all the time where they ask you to give them a discount and stuff. It's always that like 1%. You know what I mean? Like it's not even that many people. Sometimes you just got to look at it in that sense and just help those people out because it's like a good karma. You know what I mean? You help those people out for cheaper, and then you get a client that's gonna pay you a lot more because like he respects you or whatever. You know, like you can get that. You can kind of balance that things out.
yeah. I mean, I definitely think that's very true. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of clients that I bend over backwards for. Like if we're at pause. If we're at like $800 and like this guy's motivated and he really wants to grow his business and like this is really gonna help him out and he only has $500, like I'd take that. Like, cause sometimes it's not always about money. It's about just helping. If you have the ability to help this person and still be compensated somewhat for your time and your efforts, go for it, bro. But at the beginning, experience is key. Testimonials is key. If you want to grow a business, you need to get out in the field. It's one thing to watch YouTube videos, right? It's one thing to talk about it. It's one thing to tell your girl and all these people about it. But until you get out in the field, if you want to scale, you need experience, you need testimonials, and then you grow significantly fast.
You want to play the game. You want to be the player, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, I realize too, it's like when something's free, like people just don't care. No one really cares.
Yeah,
about something
because that's
free.
the perceived value. But if that free thing was $10,000, people would be like, "Oh shit! Like,
Well, there's some
what's
crazy
really in
shit
this
in
though?
here,
Like,
right?
what are they really giving me?"
Yeah, but it saddens me too because people like they'll like for example when I used to like coach people and stuff like that, like I'd give them advice for free, whatever. But then it's like they would half-ass it even after they'd have
Exactly.
themselves.
So that also brings me to like a part of me for my free guide, right? I don't need money from it, right? But a part of me wants to just make it $1. Just because if you're spending money, then
You go with a different mindset.
you go with a different
really
mindset.
do.
Oh shit! I just spent like at least like my bank checks or my bank accounts are lower than it was before I got this. So now I'm gonna go with it. I might actually pay attention. People that get it for free. I have all these people that download it for free. They read a little bit or I'll get to it or they never get to it. They're not approaching it with the right mindset of like let me soak all this information and like actually do something with it.
Yeah,
but if that
it's
free
like they don't
guide was
care about it.
$10,000, then
Oh,
people
they
would
would.
fucking read the whole thing in 20 minutes.
just
Yeah,
like
right.
on like YouTube videos, I'm sure there's like so much value in like some long form YouTube videos, but it's free. They're not gonna sit that long. They'll do something else, right? Because it's free. They don't really care.
Well,
right?
see, yeah, that's true, and you could take it that way, or you could take it another way and take advantage of it, and that's why when you have courses that are videos, people once it's paid, it's fishy as fuck, right? It's all fishy and like scams but when it's free, you don't take advantage of it. So what do people need to do? Like the information, why is it worth money? Because it's worth something, right? Like I can give you air, like I could just go like that. I don't expect you to give me something, but if I hand you my phone, now there's value, right? So, and then you go within a different mindset. So yeah,
I think with money too, it's almost like a commitment itself. right?
Exactly.
Because if you're working a job, if someone's paying you, that's a commitment right there for you to show up to the job to get paid, right? But if I were to spend money on like a mentorship or a course, like I'm gonna be in that course because I spent the money. I'm not gonna buy something and then
You're like, nah.
I'm just gonna waste my money, right?
yeah.
I'm gonna try to dig something. I'm gonna try to dig as much value as I spent out of this thing I just
Right.
spent.
If anything, even more
exactly.
than what you spent.
If you buy a Chipotle bowl, what are you gonna do? Just throw it out right after?
no,
All right. If you get a McDonald's bowl, everybody likes McDonald's.
Fuck McDonald's.
If you get a McDonald's,
if you buy a pound of ground beef organic,
if you buy a pound of organic ground beef, are you just gonna throw it out, or it's like, dude, I just paid for that. Like, let me
that's
eat
just
it.
expensive.
I actually
bro.
did have a funny story. I was about to make ground beef and it had a lot of liquid in the package, so I was trying to hold it and put the liquid out.
Put that in the potion.
No, the meat fell into my garbage disposal and I wasted.
Dude, you know what you
$10.
should?
That was-
You know what you should do? You should just open
my
it up
God.
and just tap it with a paper towel and dry it.
Yeah,
You wouldn't give a shit.
You wouldn't.
Food, right?
Yeah,
He was hungry, so he probably did.
Yeah, but he wouldn't care to the extent that if he paid $50 for it or $10.
Well, yeah, that's just like a natural.
It's a
thing.
yeah, it's a natural thing. Exactly.
I love my meat.
down the drain.
I think at the end of the day.
Say that again?
Yeah.
I said I love my meat.
Yeah,
All right.
Josh
I just want to make
making
sure I heard
jokes,
that
guys.
clearly.
I like steak. I like chicken.
I think at the end
I
of the day,
like
it's
all
about the
kinds of
intention,
meat.
behind all these things. Like you can take advantage of people and scam them in a way because you put a high value that it's not worth for. And I don't know why Sasha was attacking him because I've heard from Josh I don't know, the way I see him, I think he's very humble when it comes to like the stuff that he does, because he always, even when we were in the library and we were just talking about this, he would always say like, I'm not sure about this, you know what I mean? Like he's always trying to learn something more about it, so he doesn't want to charge someone a higher amount when he knows he's not sure that he's gonna do the job right, you know what I mean? So if somebody asks you, exactly, somebody asks you like, I need this and this, and Josh isn't sure, right? He's not gonna be like, he would rather say, I feel like, I'm, tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think he would rather just be like, you know what? I don't think I'll be able to do this, and he's not gonna be like, yo, sure, I'll do it. Just pay me, and I'll do it, even though he knows he's not gonna be able to do it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Every time he was talking about it, he would always like even ask me questions. I have no idea about it, but he would still ask me questions because then maybe I would tell him something that he would be like, "Oh shit, maybe that makes sense." Like he would always try to learn about it. So I think when it comes to this kind of things where you're always trying to get better at something, you don't want to like put on a value and stay on like high value to the point where you're not going to be able to kind
meet that
satisfy exactly meet them at the because they're gonna set up high expectations when you set up a high amount of money that they're gonna pay you. So as soon as you mess up even a simple thing, they're gonna be like, oh shit, this guy's bad. This guy's bad at what he's doing, and they're gonna start hating on you. They're gonna put some bad stuff on your name when you can just simply make it cheaper for a long run. So in the future, you're gonna be 100% sure you're gonna make somebody a good website, and then you're not gonna have any clients that are just gonna ruin your name, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't it like that? I mean, Josh, confirm it, bro. In a sense.
No.
No?
No, well, to touch base on that, I mean,
I see what you're trying to say.
it's always go cheaper at the beginning, like I said, because you don't have the experience and you're not providing the same value as if you've been doing it for 5 years, right? Also, another point you said is he can't do it. There's nothing you can't do. The only thing you can't do is fly. You can't just fly in the air. You could do anything you put your mind to. And so if on a plane, whatever, but I can't just fly through this roof right now and go back to my crib.
You can't do that, bro.
Nah, unfortunately I can't. Unfortunately I can't. But if you were in said situation and you're building a website and they want some specific things on that website and you don't know how to do it, that's the perfect example of why you should charge them more. So, because you're going to go learn how to do it. You're not going to say, I can't do this, and then you have no money. The client's gone. If you're saying, okay, sound confident, like be confident in your ability that you can learn this, and you can apply the skills that I'm learning now to your website to make it better, but you need to compensate me. Right? And so, also, how do you know that your price for your website right now is the good price? Like, how do you know you're even considered cheap or considered just the right price. If you go to a marketing agency, a website, bro, people are paying 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand. So how do you even know? Like, even pricing it at 2 grand, you're cheap as shit. Like, really cheap. It's just who you're talking to. Who's on the other end of the phone? Who's your ideal client? If you're talking to cheapsteaks that this is their last $300, then it's like, fuck. Like, but if you're talking to somebody that has an established business, they either go with you for $1,000 that can do almost the same job as somebody else, or they can go to the other person, pay 5, 10, 15, 20 grand, and then they're gonna see it's the same type of thing, right? The only difference between you and me versus the big guys is they just completely code it from scratch. But you can get the same results with other platforms. That's why they're multi-billion-dollar platforms. That's why they have billions of websites actively running on those platforms. And yeah. So.
Okay, now I want to know. Then why don't you raise it? Because what Sasha was saying.
He's gonna raise it.
Okay, why weren't you not raising the money
Because he's
before
scared.
then?
It's scary,
Well,
bro.
I know, that's why I asked you the
Yeah,
question.
I mean,
It is scary.
I mean, there's a lot of factors, absolutely. One was definitely not having a community of understanding with the actual market price.
Okay.
You know, from the people I was listening to, they were telling me that when they were starting, they were charging like $250, right? So I thought that was at one point an expectation. Boy, was I wrong, right?
Wrong.
Yeah, and then
Wrong.
on top of that,
I've never even built a website for $250. Even when I
yeah,
was
you
first
said
starting.
your first one was 1,200, right?
My first, my first website I ever built was 1,200. That's why it's like when you say 250, 300, 400, like I can't even fathom that.
Yeah.
Like
I
that's,
fucking hate it too.
That's
I
fucked,
fucking
bro.
hate it
Like
too.
you, like I'm
No
telling
respect
you.
to yourself
And I've
for
seen,
that.
I've seen his websites. Like he's actually really good at what
Dude,
he
he makes
does.
great
like,
fucking websites.
really
I've
good
seen them
websites,
myself.
bro. Like those are 1,000 minimum, and if they can't see the value,
3,000.
it's not about the price. It's about their perceived value of what you're offering for that price. If I bring you a Lamborghini and I say pay me $500 for it, you're gonna fucking take it because the value is there. So your approach has to be different when you're selling something more expensive. Just like when you asked me earlier, it's like why do I need a website? Do you want to grow your business? Do you want more clients? Do you want more money? You're selling the value that they're gonna get. It's not, well, I'm actually crazy at SEO. Like I know how to like do this. Like my pictures I pick are crazy. Like it's gonna look so good. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be like all these colors. Like nah, fuck that. I'm gonna get you results. I'm gonna get you clients. I'm gonna make you money, and you need to see the value and have trust in my ability to do so.
Jacob, I
That's
want
a
you
clip.
to answer this question like you were in the situation I'm about to describe to you. Yesterday, in the car on the way to the dentist, I'm going to out Josh here. He tells me, I think I'm going to offer $100 a month for the website, and I'll keep it as a retainer.
Can I
Please tear 'em
explain
apart.
here? Whoa.
Okay, all right, well, let Josh explain it,
There
and then
is
please
no
tear him apart.
context behind this. No, it's a very simple strategy. Essentially, I can build you a website in a day, and what I can do is just if someone is looking for absolute minimum, right? You have a high-end service, and then you have a little thing, which is if it profits you $100 a month, whatever the price would be, why not go for it?
So what's the question?
And Sasha's whole point was
My
I just
idea-
gave context. His whole idea was he wants to bash on it. There's no question.
I will
behind it.
bash
What
on
are
it.
your
What
thoughts?
are my thoughts?
I
I
want
what
you
are
to
your
rip-
thoughts on something like that?
On like a retainer instead of like up front?
Low ticket retainer, $100 a month.
I mean, there's so many different ways to structure how you're being paid. I mean, if you're trying to work with somebody's financial situation, you could structure it like that. I mean, me personally, like even me, like I don't take 100% up front. Like I do 50% up front, and then when it's done, published exactly to your liking, then I get the other 50%. But I mean, retainers is kind of hard because you're paying monthly retainers, right? And when you have say they pay for the first month, you don't know if they're going to go to the second month. And if that website's taking you 2 days, what the fuck are they paying all these extra months for? You're like, so you have to offer some type of service. So it's one payment for the website. Now, if you want me to stay on this website every single week and optimize it or change all these things and do all these edits, then the monthly retainer makes sense because you can continue providing the service. If it's a monthly retainer for the website and I make the website in 1 day, I mean, it could be an hourly retainer, but like they're not, after the first month, they're going to buy, like they're going to be gone. So that doesn't make sense. But for other services, like even content, ads, like when you can
Maintenance,
continuously
anything
do
like that,
things
yeah.
and show up, then a monthly retainer makes sense.
Yeah, my idea behind this was I think there's the three big problems I have behind this is one, you're completely lowballing yourself. We just had the whole conversation about respecting your own time too.
Exactly.
You're not fitting your ICP. I'm 99% sure that 100 a month for your client is not fit that.
Yeah.
And three, I believe that the offer comes from your fear to charge what you're actually worth. Those 4 figures, that numbers and everything like that. And I told him in the car,
Confidence is
70% of me hates it, 30% of me loves it. I love the idea that he's trying to run for a retainer, and I love the idea that he's trying to pivot into how else he can bring cash into the business.
Do both.
I will do.
That's
I
exactly
don't
what I'm
hate the idea of
saying.
doing both, but I don't necessarily love it because you're still lowballing yourself. That's not
That's
what
why you
you're
have
worth.
the high ticket offer, which only
Well,
improves
no.
the value of the high ticket offer.
Lowballing is how
shouldn't
you
be-
present the offer.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be at a point where, okay, you don't want to pay what I'm actually worth. Let me offer you this and completely undervalue myself.
Well,
That's
I'm not
the problem.
undervaluing
Just for you to
myself.
have another client, you are. You're not worth 100. Your website,
well,
your
it's
work is
on-
not worth 100 a month.
Do you know how
Of
much
course,
time
3
I'm putting for that effort?
Do you want to publicize it again?
I'm not gonna publicize it again.
But even then, how much effort you're putting into it, like you just mentioned, could be a 3,000% return based off of
Yeah, and I mean,
how
look,
much it actually is worth, considering you would charge 3K for
You-
it
so-
or something.
you can't change the past, right? All you could do is learn, adapt, and pivot, and just know, like, and I know it makes you feel a little bit sick that, so no matter how many websites you sold for 300, just know you could have got 1,500.
Mhm.
So now you understand that, and then do it moving forward, and that's really it, right? You
I don't
live
want
and
to
you learn.
discourage you from doing it. It would be
Nah,
like,
bro, he does a banging job. He showed me like 3
That's
or 4
my
of his
point.
websites.
That's my fucking point.
So that's
you
why
do a banging
you need
job.
to charge more,
You
bro.
do not need to be charging
if you
100 a
gave
month.
me a
dog.
good-
Fuck
Bro,
guys, this
if I'm
turned
at the
into a
barber-
bash, Josh, but yeah, no,
If you give me a
keep
good
going,
ass
let me hear it.
haircut and you tell me $5, I'm gonna
into
look
a
at you like, what the
glazed
fuck are you
Josh.
talking about? Like I'm giving you at least 40,
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
and that's
Don't have a single rebuttal with anything. You guys just pushing me into the
Just
wall.
keep
but you
tearing
guys
him
are
apart,
right.
Jake. Nah,
But
you're
this is
good.
right. This is what a man needs. As a man, you need to hear shit like this. It's not.
Bros
oh,
think big.
Oh, you're doing a great job, Josh. Keep it up. You're gonna get there one day. That's not what we want to hear.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
We
you
wanna
should charge
hear-
less, Josh, because you're a nice person.
Yeah.
You want to give so much more
start
value.
offering
wholesome
free.
and-
Make your
yeah,
marketing agency a non-profit.
All right, let's transition. Any last final thoughts, guys?
Not really.
3
No?
questions,
You
man.
have 3
So
questions
let's
for
bring
the
'em on.
guest? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Me and Coco are gonna ask you 3 questions.
Jacob,
maybe Coco will.
already knows the 3
Yeah,
questions,
right?
So
I do.
let's see how he handles
Nah,
it.
he doesn't remember.
I don't remember shit, to
The
be
real
honest.
question is
good.
if you'll remember our outro.
That's what I was thinking. That's
Oh,
what
we're gonna
I
hear
was thinking
it.
about that on the way here. I don't.
No,
Yo,
no,
I told him in the car.
I don't know.
Push that thing.
no way.
Don't worry about it. We'll see.
What is it?
It can pop up. It's not over. It's not over. He's got time. He's got time.
What do you want me to push?
Never mind. Hey, ask him a question.
What's your best advice to somebody in life?
Best advice for somebody. If you are born with a vision, fucking chase it, and don't let anybody or anything tell you otherwise. And chase your dreams. Honestly, chase your dreams. You were born with it for a reason.
Coco's
You're
going
thinking
after
it
it.
for a reason, and just go after it full force.
Love it.
Love it, love it. What is it that keeps you going? What's your drive in life?
These are deep ass questions.
Yeah, right?
What keeps me going? What keeps me going
What keeps you going?
is the thought of giving my family everything they've ever wanted.
I love it.
Don't they already own businesses though?
They do, but they're not billionaires, and I'm gonna be a billionaire, and I'm gonna give them fucking
Manifestation.
a lot of fucking money.
And when did this idea come in your head that you wanted to do that for your family? Was it when you started? Was it when you were a kid?
So, I guess probably a little bit when I was a kid, but I think the sneaker business is what got me thinking, because I saw a lot of money when I had those 3 weeks of sales and made over 6 figures like that. I mean, the first thing I'm thinking is like, holy shit, like that car my dad's always wanted, or like we were in the middle of selling our boat to get like a better one, but we're holding off because of money, and I'm like I could just buy it. Like, I mean, that's the goal in life. It's not all about materialistic things, and it's about your family, who surrounds you, you know, your friends, right? You want to see everybody win, and if you win, then you could just help everybody and make everybody's life way less stressful, honestly.
Yeah. I just want to say people are going to hear that and they're going to say, oh, that's contradictory because you're buying them materialistic things after they just heard you say it's not materialistic thing, but it's not like you're buying them for them to have it. You're buying them so you can see the smile light up on their face after they have it.
You see
That's
the
how I
smile
see
on
it.
their face, and who says, so I guess I did just label a couple of materialistic things, but
It's for you seeing
You're good?
them put the smile on their
you
face.
see how happy they are, and what about experiences?
Exactly.
Money can buy experiences, you know, and money can also not necessarily buy time, but it could save you time. They're not going to work ever again. Now they could do whatever they ever wanted. So it's also experience. Oh, you're not working anymore. You want to go up to Dubai for a couple weeks with the nicest place and just live your life? Here's a check. So that's definitely my biggest drive. I want my family and my friends to win.
And dude, those are those tough days. Those are those tough nights that you were thinking about these goals, these visions. That's the hard work you put in, and you're literally, you know, with that effort, you know, putting a smile on their face because you know you did that to make them happy and then buy them those things. So yes, in a way, it is a materialistic thing, but materialistic things are not bad. You know what I mean? So
Well said.
Can't do
I don't know,
anything
it's really
without
how do
money.
you use it and how do you give it.
That's
Everything
what I put it.
requires money.
Exactly.
Everything.
Yeah, it's a
The
great
only
tool.
thing
You
that
know?
doesn't require money is feelings, and but feelings come with money. Bro, if I'm a billionaire and I'm ripped, I promise you I'm gonna have a girlfriend. I'm gonna have 50. Me personally, I'm not gonna
love
date
you for
50
you, or are they
girls.
gonna love
I'm
you for
gonna
what you
date
had?
one girl and marry that girl, and that's it.
Amen.
But if you're a billionaire and you have all these things, like, bro, you're gonna have 50 girls. I'm not even gonna have to look. I'm gonna walk outside my house in my Bugatti, and there's gonna be a girl there, a blonde, a brunette, a whatever. Pick your color, whatever you want.
Dog, you're thinking about
only
it the wrong
one
way.
thing-
You're gonna have
there
50
only one-
girlfriends, and then they're gonna steal half your money right after. All right, relax.
I was gonna
Steal
say
half your
one thing
money.
you don't have is a wife.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's why me
Yeah.
personally, I'm not with the whole date more than one, like cheat and nah.
I get
nah,
the idea.
nah.
You're gonna need to sign a couple.
Try
prenups.
different flavors and see
Yeah,
which
you
one's the
could try
best,
some
right?
flavors.
Like, come on.
Yeah, of course,
Brain
bro.
rot.
Yeah, but you only live once.
Yeah, right? Yo.
You only live once, and whatever happens, happens.
Might as well go all in, right?
Nah.
Have every single flavor.
Yeah, how are you gonna go throughout your life and fucking trying
Yeah.
cherry?
Play still meaningless,
Yeah,
right?
you can keep your one chocolate flavor. I'll keep my every single one.
Yeah, but then you know you might want to try blueberry or blue raz. Like you want to explore everything, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Definitely
So
not blue raz, not over there.
Cookie Monster.
yeah, so that's my answer.
What is one problem that you see people face in today's society, and how do you think we can overcome that?
One problem, huh?
Yeah, right.
Not charging enough for their service. That's just Josh's problem.
Yo, I asked that like there's really one problem, right? Like there's so many,
there's a
especially now,
lot.
bro. And it's
Well,
different
making
type
you
of
choose.
problems too.
One problem, if I had to dial it down, that people are dealing with.
What have you noticed the most around you?
I'm gonna make this very simple. Stop giving a fuck about what people think about you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Why?
So people care so much about what other people think, right?
Everybody does.
Yeah.
That's why you won't go fucking post content.
So true.
That's why you won't start that business. That's why you won't get in the gym. That's why you won't eat good. That's why you won't do the things you need to do. That's why you don't step out of your comfort zone. That's why you don't take risks, because you're scared of what people think about you. And the reality is everybody is in their own worlds dealing with their own problems, and nobody cares about you, bro. Nobody does.
You know,
Right? If we cared about what people thought, we wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be scared as shit sitting here. I don't give a fuck.
What if my
People
old high
think that's
school
a
friends
bad
are gonna
thing to
judge
say.
me? You know, they're so sorry.
Then tell them go fuck themselves, right? Like no. Tell them go fuck themselves, bro.
Fighting demons.
Dude, she sees an eagle or it's a hawk or whatever, and just fucking trying to square up.
No, I think it was because you did this, and
Maybe.
then that's when you had a reaction. But
No, it's the eagle. It's the eagle. But I think that's so well said. I mean, people don't want to believe it. People think that's a mean thing to say, that nobody cares. But guess what?
Cope.
At the end of the day, no matter what you think, no matter what you want, when you're going to be on that floor, people are just going to walk right past you. They're not going to help you up. And you got to accept that and realize that your life is in your hands and only your hands. And take care of business.
Exactly. And
Take control of your life.
if somebody can walk around with a tail and
Your
a beak,
life. Not that, your life.
and they don't care about what people think about you, and you don't have a tail or a beak, then and you're doing the right things, chasing your dreams, you need to self-assess genuinely, because I'm telling you, I've seen somebody with a tail and a beak walking around and they don't give a fuck what anybody thinks of them. So genuinely self-assess.
Dude, we got furries, bro. You came in post content.
That's facts.
I love every person I love, right? Some people make different decisions, and some decisions I support and some I don't. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a great way to say it, yep.
And then, as a Bros Think Big tradition, we always love asking our guests a question from the previous guest. Now,
already
if you
stressing,
weren't
man.
watching the last one, we
I got
waited a
pissed
very
badly is
long
what's
time,
happening right
and
now.
it
Come on,
was
we can
so
take a
Nah, this is it.
so
Nah, keep 'em
anticipating. And what Cheatin did was bring a phenomenal question. Are you ready for it?
Yeah.
Shout out
I
to
don't even
you.
know. I don't even know.
Me neither. It's gonna. Do you know it? No.
What is one lesson you've learned that's changed your life forever?
Wait, what?
What's one lesson you've learned that's changed your life forever?
Forever.
Charge the more.
Just saying, Josh.
So
Just saying, Josh.
I would think that everything happens for a reason. And to understand when you're going through particular situations, when I totaled my car, when the person I loved broke up with me, when shit gets down, when you fail a test, when your boss fires you, right? Understand everything happens for a reason, and it is extremely important to be able to take a negative situation and analyze it and figure out what positive things can I pull out of this negative situation. And if you don't, you're going to live that negative situation forever, and you will never find how that benefited me. Every single negative thing that happened to... Which one's looking right at me? You? Every negative thing that has happened to you has shaped you to the person you are today. And I'm sure you're a confident person. I'm sure you're proud of yourself. You understand that regardless of all the horrible, fucked up situations you've been through, you're here. You got through it. And now looking back, it's impossible to connect the dots looking forward. But when you get there, it is so fucking simple to connect the dots looking backwards. Everything happens for a reason.
Boom. Shakalaka.
Mic drop.
That's a great mindset. Yeah, I love that.
I love it too.
That was very well said.
Thank you, Jaden, for giving us that question.
Yeah, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Now,
My
what question
pleasure.
will you ask to the next guest?
All right, I want to make this difficult as shit for them.
Yeah.
What? So, do we know who the next guest is?
We do, but you can't know.
Oh.
Well, I want to. All right, I want to make it a little specific.
Maybe we should let them know.
Yeah, so I could like structure in a way that. All right.
Throw the curveball. Throw like anything.
Just imagine next guest.
Something about life, bro.
Can I know his age?
Has he seen it someone with a tail?
We don't know.
He's a fury.
Why do you keep saying
What?
fury?
Yeah, right?
Because he's a dude. They're
What
furies.
is it?
Furry.
It's
Furry.
like fury.
Don't fuck them up. They'll flood your comment
Furry.
section.
Fast and Furious. Yeah, right? Dude,
What?
go, go, go.
She's fighting demons, bro.
She keeps
Jaden,
seeing
you're her soft
Jaden's reflection in the mirror. It's fucking her up.
Yeah. That's his eagle, bro. That's the beak.
Yeah.
See the beak?
Yeah, say even the dog don't support the
What
beak.
about seeing one-on-one?
Our age, we'll give you.
All right, so I know it's a male.
Do you though?
Oh, yeah, you don't know.
First female guest on the pod. You never know.
Moment of silence. Hit one of them buttons.
You could also
He
just
was
let us
clicking
know
it,
later in the
clicking
week
it
if you think
for
of
you.
something different.
No, I mean it would just have to be a broad question. It can't be like something deep.
Yeah, that's the whole point of it.
And this is with an assumption. This is actually something we didn't talk about today that I'm realizing now, but I know I'll be back on air, so we'll talk about it again. Why is finding God important?
Ooh, good question.
Let's go. It's tough.
I like that.
And that's something I want to be back on here soon. That's something we didn't really talk
What
about.
if-
on there.
Back on.
No, definitely. What if somebody says like for them it's not important? Like how do they answer that question if they haven't found God? Because that would be a question for somebody that you would know that has found God.
There's two sides. You either believe in God or you don't. And if they don't believe in God, should I say a second question?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, of course.
That's why I kind of wanted to know. All right, so a second question. If you don't believe in God, which is fucking absurd,
I guess then we can have a debate. not me.
how about
but-
this? How about this? The second question, if they don't believe in God, is why don't you believe in God?
Okay.
Good follow-up question.
I'd like to see that answer.
Now I want the next guest to not believe in God just so we can get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, me and him could fucking debate on that because, dude, that's extremely.
No,
low.
definitely.
I'm surprised
one-
you didn't talk about that during time.
Yeah, we were kind of just flooding, but
But
I
it's
mean,
good that you
there's
didn't, because
still.
we can have a
part
separate
two.
episode.
Yeah, we'll have a part 2.
Maybe
this
we
will
can
be
have
labeled
both
part
of you
1
and
in the
Jaden
title.
on for that.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
and Jaden could spit together. We'd be crazy.
Let's go.
Pause.
Dude, I'm in it too. I'm in it. I'll
Yeah.
be spinning with
Bro,
you guys.
there's enough room. You can sit right here.
Right? Yeah,
But
yeah.
no,
Dude,
this way,
we'll make space.
yeah, this.
Why are you talking gay? Dude?
This is all
not
on
gay.
Josh
Yeah, why do
right
you
now.
make it
We're
gay,
flaming
huh?
and Josh, this whole
love.
podcast.
No, that's
Nah, yeah, but
Love.
that's the answers. This is part 1. We'll be back with some more deep shit, and
Just before
I'm really
Jacob,
excited.
Just before, we still have the last part. Promise. Quote of the day.
Okay.
Can you read it out? It's like our guest to do it.
Don't mess it up like I did.
Quote of the day. You only live once, but if you work it right, once is enough.
Who wrote that down?
I cooked up.
Yo, let's
That's
go.
with Jaden.
May
That was
West.
a good one.
That's very, very true.
That's so tough.
very good.
Very true. You have one life, so take the fucking risk.
Love it.
Stop bitching.
And the shout out goes to Alex Medell 663 for saying, "Good channel, bros are on the right track."
Bros on the right track.
I don't think you guys understand the joke here, but that was actually by Patrick.
I don't think they will. It's hard.
Yeah, the joke, the comment is actually by Patrick's 7090. Thank you so much, Patrick. It was a really great comment.
The fuck is a
channel.
joke?
You'll see. I'll show you after.
You guys get it after.
I'll tell you after.
I don't get it. That seems like a compliment.
We are on the right track. I know that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, whether he says it or not, I know I am. I don't get it. I
Absolutely.
don't care.
Yes,
That's
sir.
some inside
Jacob,
shit
thank you
on
so
that.
much
you.
for
Thank
coming
you for
on. I
coming.
learned so much business.
Hey,
Thank you guys for having me.
Before we go, where can they find you? Where can
Right,
they
right,
find
right.
you?
You can find me on Instagram, JMMedia.smm. On Instagram, feel free, reach out if you want any business advice, life advice, relationship advice, fitness advice, absolutely anything. I'm a people person. Always feel free. Please reach out to me. We'll chop it up. And yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank you
please
for coming on.
show love to these guys.
Are you gonna change that username?
I probably will, but
JMMedia goes hard.
Just straight up Jacob Miller.
yeah, well, every single possible way you could type Jacob Miller, all the numbers, the dots.
Official Jacob Miller.
That's my main account, actually.
Oh, fuck.
So I guess official Jacob Miller. You could also follow me there.
Yeah, sure.
OFFCL.
OF?
Jacob Miller. OF coming soon. Show these guys love, man.
He's looking
They're
for the
putting in a
money.
lot of
Thank
work.
you, bro. Thank
All
you.
right, Jaden.
Appreciate
Cat, do you remember?
Jacob.
Jacob, fuck.
Yeah, get that right. I'm the cuter one.
Do you, oh, damn. Do you remember it?
The closing.
The closing
How
line.
many? How many words is it?
4. He's giving him hints. He's giving him hints.
Think
Yeah,
big.
this is a charade.
Bigger. Think.
4 words. 4 words.
Think big.
Please.
Come on, stop helping me out. I'm looking at you in the
No.
reflection. Power. Think big, grow big.
Let's go, dude. Let's go.
No one even helped me.
Yo, dab me up. Yo, you're the first one, bro. You're the first one. Let's go.
Let's get it. There we go.
3, 2, 1.
Think big, grow big. Peace.